So I was talking about CliniLaunch. Even if all of these students are associated with CliniLaunch, I'm not sure, but I'm sure they're looking at pursuing their career and many courses with you guys. What I would like to say is they have very good faculty, and they are, inviting practically live people who are in the industry right now in the healthcare space or in other spaces. On the job trainings or on the job experience mentorship is very much possible through them. So that is why you need to kind of, it's not just about a book and the knowledge which you're going to be getting in the classrooms. It's more of the practical knowledge which you need to gain. And to all of the students, choosing CliniLaunch is a good option for you guys, because it's not that I'm trying to promote them here. I'm just saying that, practically the way they work is they will connect you with the people who are working here. So you will get practical and live opportunity to learn what's happening currently in the market and what's required and what's not required.
It is amazing to know that your organization is moving towards technology to implement Salesforce so that your outputs and everything is streamlined. I mean, recently, I mean, last year at CliniLaunch, it was all about technology for us. Also, we implemented Salesforce and
Mm-hmm.
brought in a lot of automation so that things are streamlined and the productivity level for all the employees and otherwise is at their peak. Thank you so much. It is an absolute delight to have you here since, I mean, like I mentioned in my earlier email when we connected, that we have recently made our presence in Dubai as well. So, given the fact that Zulekha Hospital is one of the very prestigious organizations based out of Dubai, we thought, why not to have someone from Zulekha Hospital. And luckily, I was connected with you through LinkedIn, and I thought I should use this opportunity to the maximum and have you over here for a guest series, and especially when we are celebrating women in the healthcare. And given your background, I thought you would be the best fit to talk about your organization, your journey as a female woman leader in the healthcare sector, since you are from Bangalore and now you're in UAE, thriving and
Yes.
doing way too well, which is an absolute delight. So, firstly, a warm good evening to you, Sameena, from the entire CliniLaunch fraternity. And we are thrilled to have you as one of our guest speakers to open our edition 19, wherein we are celebrating the women in healthcare. Like I said, a very warm good evening to all the students. Thank you so much for joining in. And before we start, I would like to give you all a little brief introduction about today's speaker. Though, I mean, I would not be using a lot of lines, but then her achievements and her experience would speak a lot of volumes. And inspiring hearts, transforming minds at Astra Force, the stars with Sameena Khanam. So, Sameena is a dynamic communication leader with 18 plus years of experience and across India and the UAE, and she is currently heading the brand and PR at Zulekha Healthcare Group UAE. She is an alumni of Mount Carmel, and she is known for her inspiring leadership, passion for CSR, and she's a advocate for women returning to workspace. Samina's journey of one of purpose, resilience, and impact. Samina, the podium is all yours, and we are thrilled to host you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shweta. That was a lot you have said about me. And firstly, thanks to all the participants who are there today and have taken time to be here. Just to even attend the session means that you are interested to know more about what's going to be spoken here, and we will ensure that we will not make this a boring session. We will make it a very interactive session for everyone. And as a CliniLaunch has chosen me to kind of launch this series with them, I'm very privileged and I'm very thankful for this. Thank you once again, Shweta, for you and the team to have selected me. And since the Bangalore Connect was already there, I think it was more of the affinity towards selecting the speaker there. Yes, and yes, I'm a proud Carmelite as well from Bangalore. And I'm sure some of my audience here, we don't know how many, but then some of them will be there as well. So to start off with, building a career was not easy. And I will use a few slides. And if I may share my screen, Shweta, is it okay for me to share the screen? So just a very quick and simple introduction. That's me, Sameena Khanam, and I'm just one among the others. But a little what is the extra I put into the ordinary individual, so that I became that extraordinary. And I would wish and hope that each one of you listening to us today will also become the extraordinary after some time in your lives. Okay. So just to start off with, to let you know, when I came here before I even came to UAE, I have worked in India, and I've worked from the year 2003, just after my graduation, and right up to 20, yeah, 20, 20, yeah, the 20, 2003 onwards, I started working, and 2012 was when I left India. So within that entire period of 2003 to 2012, it was a very challenging and a very progressive career I had. I've worked with companies like America Online, Aegis, which was a BPO, and it was a concern of the SR group. The SR group is a very big conglomerate in India, as you all know. So I've worked as a national head for communications there, and it was very inspiring for me that I had brilliant leaders, I would say, and that is very important for a person to even progress in their career. At every point of time, I had challenges. I have been victim of corporate bullying, if you have to call it that way. But then I made it through, and today I'm here. Alhamdulillah, I'm thanks to God, thanks to my parents who've supported me, my family, my sisters, or everyone. All right, so without giving too much of my information, I'll just like to highlight a few things which one needs to remember in their career pathing. And in today's world, we see that it's a lot of it has changed in terms of the world is evolving. There's AI, and AI itself has changed the world so much, and the skill sets, the efficiencies of people, the presence, everything has changed. The way you communicate, professionals, the way they are communicating is changing, and the technology is continuously evolving the industries and redefining the skill sets which are required by professionals to be working in different industries. So, first of all, I would say that it's very, very important for you guys, before even you step into your career or think about what you want to realize your own potential. When I say this, I mean, okay, just feel free to stop me, or maybe we'll take some questions in the end. Shweta, how do you want to do it, in between, or you
Keep
want to take
it
the questions
towards
later?
the end, or else, I mean, they would not stop. Then this 1 hour session would actually end up extending into 2 or 3 hour session. So we'll take it
Oh, okay.
towards the end.
Yeah, so we'll take a couple of questions at
Sure.
the end. My presentation will be very short, so I would have more of questions and interaction. So yeah, talking about the potential in one's career, you need to realize what is your potential, what is it that you're good at. Even before I chose the communication field, I was a call center technical support agent. I started off in the America Online company in India, Bangalore. I used to take tech calls for America Online customers and offer customer service, tech support basically. And then I progressed to being a quality analyst. Because of my skill sets and because of the quality of work I gave as output, my leadership promoted me to being a quality analyst. And from there, they saw that my communication and my soft skills was my core area, my strength. So I was promoted to be a soft skills trainer. And then as I progressed, I saw that communication and people and indulging with people was my strength. So there was an opportunity in one of the companies at one stage where there was an opening for a communications coordinator. So I applied for it because I realized that my potential and my strength was communication, and I did get through. Among all the other candidates who were applying for the role, I did get through. And once I was there, I continued in the field, and the opportunities kept coming. And there was more clarity. Just after you identify your potential, believe me, there will be a lot of clarity. But in the first few years or the initial stages of your career, don't worry about working in a different industry, working in a different path. You don't know where you're going, you're unclear about everything. Take time to see what is good for you. Take that time, 1 or 2 years, to study, then fixing yourself in the first year itself and saying that this is what I'm going to do throughout my life. No, that's not going to happen. Things will keep changing, and you need to have some time to identify your true potential and have clarity. And once you're there, you become passionate about that skill. You are very passionate about your natural skill that comes to you naturally, like communication comes to me naturally. You are passionate, and that is your passion. And once you're passionate about the skills, you enjoy doing your work every day. It's been almost now over 15 years that I'm in communication, and I just love my job. No matter what comes and goes every day, I love my job because every day is creative, every day is a new thing, right from the social media to building websites to content development to giving speeches to writing press releases to managing events, planning CSR activities, helping our patients in their entire patient experience at the hospital. It's an amazing role, and I'm very thankful to the Almighty for the position. I'm privileged to be in this position. Alhamdulillah. The skills upgrade happened by itself. So the first step, when you've started identifying your potential, you've got clarity, you're passionate about what you want to do, you continue to do and perform to the best of your abilities, and your skills upgrade happens to a certain extent by itself, and you have to also do it by yourself. At a point, looking at the technological developments or the digital transformation, we saw that we needed digital communication skills, digital marketing skills coming up in the market. So I quickly kind of got myself onto a course in the London School of Studies and Research here in Dubai. And it offers online courses as well for students. And I did my certification. I'm a CPD certified professional in digital marketing, advanced digital marketing, Google Analytics, Google, the SEO, and all of those things. So today, when I am in my position as a deputy director for branding and corporate communication, and when we are going into new things, when we're going into new campaigns digitally, I'm there because I already have upgraded my skills. And by default, it's there, and the success keeps coming by itself. It's a natural process. So keep a watch on what your skills are and what you want to upgrade and what the market is, having in demand, what the market demands from you in a certain role which you want to be in, and upgrade yourself. It's an investment you have to make in yourself. It's not a waste of money, definitely. And at some point, it will definitely come handy for you. And then the mindset change is very important. Along the journey, there will be a lot of negatives, but you have to be positive and you have to remain positive. First of all, the first negative for all of us is being a woman in this world. I'm sure all of you are just smiling why I'm saying this, because being a woman, born a girl itself, is a big negative. But then I'm not saying it in a negative way, but we all have to and have done to a great extent, made it to converted that to a positive. The negatives need to be converted to positives, no matter what it is. Stop seeing it as a negative. Being a woman itself is a threat to you, but you need to live in this world, you need to live in this ecosystem, and you need to progress. There is no choice. So rather than running away, you better keep yourself upgraded and better keep yourself there. And as a woman, be a fighter and do what you have to do. Just go to work and keep working, and it will come to you. So convert all the negatives into positives. Keep your mind busy. The only way you can keep your self positive and be happy and ensure that the surrounding and people associated with you will never see the negatives in you is be busy with what you have to do, so that your mind doesn't have idle time for unnecessary things, for unnecessary people, for negative talk, for gossip. Nothing. Just do your work and be busy with the productive stuff. And very importantly, ability and willingness in a person. So many of the candidates I interview, I often tell them that, if you have the ability, it's not enough. You have to be willing to use that ability. Sometimes you can, that's your ability. But if you're not willing to use the ability, you can never do it. You will stay where you are. So please remember this, ability and willingness must be there. Your willingness is more important than have being able to do. You're able to do it, but if you're not willing, you will never get there. So the willingness is very important, and build resilience. Like Shweta mentioned just a while back, my journey is a lot so about a lot of resilience. I have decided as an individual to come to the UAE without any friends, without any family, without any support here, without a job here. I actually, had to leave my previous company in India and step out of my comfort zone because there was a merger and acquisition which happened, and 14 of my team members and I were asked to leave. We were given about 3 months to look out for other jobs. The 3 months just passed within a flick of a second, and then I had almost was interviewed in many companies, but then when destiny was for me to come to Dubai, I didn't get the jobs in India, in Bangalore. And I was starting to think this, is there something wrong with me that I'm not getting any jobs in Bangalore at that time? But no, I was destined to come here. Like in our community, we do believe that, whatever is destined, and the rizq is the food, or your earning is written by the Almighty, and it is written in a place, in a certain time, at a certain period. For that period, you have to stay there, you have to earn there, you have to survive there. So my rizq, or my living sustenance, was written here, probably in the UAE. So I did come over with a lot of challenges and with a heavy heart, leaving my parents behind. I'm the last among six daughters, and very proud of my parents, very proud of my family and my sisters, who have given me the strength to be taking whatever steps I had to take in this journey. And I had to travel alone. I went to live with strangers in their homes, and literally walked a full month looking for jobs, distributing my resume. It was not easy for me. There was a day when the heel of my shoe just came off. I did not have another pair of shoe. But then I managed with that. And that day when it happened to me was the day when I landed my first job in UAE. I couldn't thank God enough because I don't know what to do the next day, because I need to go and distribute more resumes to companies to see where I can fit in, because I've just come from India and there's absolutely nobody I knew here. And I was so lucky enough, and I think my hard work paid off, that I was resilient and I was persevering. I was there and I was not giving up. 1 month of walking around, and finally somebody looking at your skill and saying that yes, we need this skill set. And better to be in a place where your skills are respected and your skills are valued and your skills are needed, than being in a place where you just fit in and you're trying to help them with your skills and they don't need it. Don't be in a place like that. So Forbes Middle East was my first job in UAE, and I was there for my full contract of 3 years, and after which I got another opportunity. Now my current company is Zulekha Healthcare Group. I'm here for the last 9 years, and my journey has been amazing. Again, a lot of challenges, a lot of fighting in terms of the negatives being converted to positives, being able to tell myself that I need to go on. This company really needed my skills. I had come here for a presentation where I presented to the board that this is what your company needs in terms of the brand upliftment, in terms of the brand imaging and brand positioning, because that was my skill. So when I did that presentation, the core management actually loved it. And they said that, yes, we must hire this individual into our system and we must make her a part of our team so that she adds this value to our organization. This belief from the leadership actually helped me to do whatever I wanted to do for this brand. So I've done it, and it's there. And today, after 9 years, when I look back, it's just been an amazing journey. So be resilient, and so that's those a few skills where you unleash your inner potential and change your mindset before you even get to a career. Then the next thing I would like to highlight is empowerment direction as well as your communication protocols. I'll speak a little bit about each one of these. So Shweta also mentioned that, I'm a very strong supporter of women relaunchers. I would like to say that anybody who's taking a break from their career has all the right to get back. You know, we ladies sometimes, give in for, we are the ones who need to take care of family. We need to take care of anything which is going wrong. We need to be there for someone. At that time, we're taking a break. We are married, then we have a baby. All of it comes to us, and then, we have to take a break at some point. But what if we really want to come back? Yes, there has to be an opportunity given to these women as well, because they still have those skills, they still have the ability and willingness, they still are positive, they still have all of that in them that they can perform. It's not that they are no longer not able to perform. This mentality has to go, and the women need to relaunch themselves. We all have to be ready to do this after whatever breaks we are taking. That is the true essence of, coming back and continuing with your life. A very strong example is, I would like to quote one of my sisters here, who has been away from work for 17 years, and unfortunately there were some personal reasons due to which she had to go away from work. And then when she had to get back to work, it was not by choice, but then she made that choice because of the circumstances. And today she is a single parent, taking care of two daughters, educating them in the best of the universities and colleges, and earning for herself a respectful job in Infosys. And I'm really proud of her. So that she has relaunched herself after 17 years of a break of her career, her work life. When she could do that, I'm sure all the other women also can. So, and then the assertive empowerment. Assertive empowerment, what I mean by this is, you don't need to be aggressive. There are extremes. There is submissive, there is aggressive. You need to be in between. You need to be assertive. When you are giving in a decision, when you are talking, when you are making a point, please be assertive. Women need not be weak. Women need not be, considered as somebody who have no sense, who don't speak anything logical. We need not be considered that way. I'm a feminist. By now, I'm sure all of you have realized that. But then I'm also an equal supporter of both genders. And I do encourage anybody who is willing to kind of go the extra mile and do that hard work. So let's be assertive. And, there's a lot of strength in diversity. Women here, after coming to UAE, I have realized that there are so many diverse nationalities working here. And even while I was back in India, so many different cultures I worked with, so many different geographies we worked with. And it gives you strength. Find that strength in diversity, because once you learn different languages, different perspectives, different beliefs, and different strengths from the other people, it builds you into a more stronger individual. Give way for that. Don't close your mind, don't close yourself. And one strong example is, where I built strength in diversity is during the COVID times. There was absolutely no communication. Everybody was getting cut off from each other, the families, friends, everyone sitting in their homes. And then there was Mr. B, Mr. Bertrand St. Louis, who is a very good mentor and friend of mine. You can see a podcast, a clip which I have posted just on this slide. He approached me and he told me that let's do a podcast while we're sitting at home. And we will be kind of getting on the podcast, a few other co-hosts as well. I was one of the co-hosts, and I was thrilled that somebody is asking me to be a co-host on their podcast, which is running for so many years already. So Mr. B, as he is known, gave me this opportunity. And I was a co-host on his podcast in 2022. We did about 54 episodes every week, Sunday, talking about giving back to the community, positive messages to the community, and all of it. And The Art of Giving Back is his biography, actually. And we took different concepts from his biography and spoke on each of those episodes. That gave me a lot of strength. That gave me a lot of encouragement to be a speaker. And I could believe that, oh, wow, I could be a podcaster. So, I speak well. So somebody identified this in me, and that built my strength. And The diversity I'm talking about is, he is an Afro-American person, and then he is settled in the US, of course. And then we had another person who was from South Africa, and another person who was from the US but settled here in Ras Al Khaimah. She was married to someone local here. So all of us from different nationalities, different backgrounds, different cultures, languages, was so well integrated in that one podcast that, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. While I was on with my job, sitting at home on a Sunday, and I used to live alone here at that time, so it was really nice for me. So find such connections, find such strengths outside your work environment, and build those strengths in yourself. Then let's talk a little bit about communication protocols. While you speak to people, it's very, very important. Okay, you've chosen your career, you've chosen a path, you're going to be trained, you're going, for example, you go into clini search, and you're, enrolled in one of their courses, and then you're on with your training, everything's up and everything's smooth, you're certified, you're there, and you're looking for a job. Some of your communication protocols are very, very important for you as an individual to present yourself. So maintain your social protocols. What are social protocols? I wish we could have this two-way, but then I will definitely love to hear from you at the end of this my thing, my inputs. So social protocols for me is like, how you behave in an audience while you're outside. How do you carry yourself? How is your body language? How is your personality? And it's very, very important for you to remember that you need to earn people. We all earn money, but please think about it. When I'm saying is earn people, the way you behave, the way you communicate, the way you connect with people, these are the people who will remain connected with you. No matter how many times they disconnect, they will keep coming back to you, because you have a magnetic, attractive personality, which will have people understand and remember that this is a positive individual. No matter what, no matter where. Probably I should just say a hi to Sameena. Maybe I should just say a hi to Shweta, because this individual is very well behaved. So there's something positive about this individual. People should connect with you that way, not for just the work you do. They have to ensure that, they have to remember you for your social protocols. So keep that up. In situations where you're instigated, please respond and do not react. That is also one of your communication protocols you need to maintain while you're moving out to a different country, studying or finding a career. Respond and do not react. Reaction is getting aggressive and immediately, saying whatever you have to say. Don't do that. Please hold back, think about it, think about the words you want to use, and then respond to the situation, respond to the question. Do not react. The power of words is very, 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 very strong. Whatever you say matters a lot, and how you say it matters a lot. Your intonation, your tone, your pitch, and your speed of talking, everything matters a lot. So use the power of words in your career, use the power of words in your life, and make sure that it's not hurtful. It's not, because the world today is like, anybody says anything and does anything and moves on. But then what remains is, what you have heard and what the person said to you. It's still, it remains with us. So be very careful in what you're doing as communicators. And last but not the least, these are my two favorite quotes. My father always stressed on the first one. He's no more with us, but I always remember his words: "To serve humanity is to serve God." So it's the meaning of this statement is to be fulfilling a higher purpose. Each one of us is here on this earth for a higher purpose, and we need to fulfill that purpose and need to create a positive impact. As women, as girls, and Indian cultures, or most of the other cultures, not just Indian, I don't want to have a pseudo there. It's most of the cultures where, where it's a girl at a certain age, she will get married, she will move on, she'll have children, and that's it. That's about her age, and then her life, and then she's settled, etc. Some of us don't. I'm not married, and I'm not tensed about it. Yes, there are certain things where I need to face the society, I need to answer those questions, I need to face those looks people give me, that why. Why isn't Sameena married, and why is she single? What's the problem? Does she have anything wrong with herself? It's okay. It's okay for the community to think what they have to think, but the things which I know about my life, what I'm doing for my family, for my friends, and whoever it is around me, for my company, for the patients. By the way, I also kind of help and engage a lot with the charities around this place in the UAE. And this country is fabulous in that sense, where they help a lot of non-affording patients, the underprivileged patients, for treatments. So I'm the connecting link between the hospital and the charities. And trust me, this is such a fulfilling feeling, when I help some patient get the support from a charity by submitting the documents. Some of them are not even able to read or write. They are labor class people because they don't have the income to facilitate their medical expenses. And that's where I get in. And this is apart from my marketing and communication role, which I do. I myself have taken up this role of, being a facilitator for these patients to connect them to the charities when they come into our hospital. So we facilitate that, and there are many organizations, charity organizations, who support patients here. And when you get that support for them, and when your surgery is done, when your pain is relieved, and when your treatment is ongoing, and when you have enabled that, it is such a fulfilling feeling. I just cannot express this to you guys. This is where what I'm talking about. To serve humanity is to serve God. And I keep thinking for myself that, okay, there is a purpose, there is a time, there is a life cycle I have to complete as per the society, but then I'm also doing something which is of a higher purpose, and I'm creating a positive impact. So this is very important for all of us to remember, that none of us are living here waste. There is a purpose, there is an objective for which God has placed us in a certain position at a certain time, and we will be there till the time God wants us to move. We cannot move by ourselves. So please remember this, and continue to do whatever you're doing with all your heart and soul. And my biggest strength is myself. And my mom and dad have always taught me to be my own strength. They always used to tell me, Beta, you have to be your own strength. You have to be your own strength. You don't have to be dependent on anybody. Being the last and six girls in the home, my dad was always protective. He never used to let us go talk to anyone. And whenever we are going outside, and this, every time we are watched. And it was fine with us, because we, at the same time, he educated us with the best of the qualifications. All the six of us are very well educated graduates, double graduates, and whatever we wanted to study, whatever we wanted to pursue as careers, alhamdulillah, he let us do it. And though he's not there with us today, he has made us capable, and he's given us so much that, so much courage and strength, that we are our own strength today. And with this, I'd like to conclude, and I'd like to open up for questions from the audience. Thank you, Shweta. And before I even stop, I would like to mention, so I was talking about CliniLaunch. Even if all of these students are associated with CliniLaunch, I'm not sure, but I'm sure they're looking at pursuing their career and many courses with you guys. What I would like to say is they have very good faculty, and they are, inviting practically live people who are in the industry right now, in the healthcare space or in other spaces. On the job trainings or on the job experience, mentorship is very much possible through them. So that is why you need to kind of, it's not just about a book and the knowledge which you're going to be getting in the classrooms. It's more of the practical knowledge which you need to gain. And to all of the students, choosing CliniLaunch is a good option for you guys, because it's not that I'm trying to promote them here. I'm just saying that, practically the way they work is they will connect you with the people who are working here. So you will get practical and live opportunity to learn what's happening currently in the market, and what's required and what's not required. Okay, so good luck to all of you. And thanks once again, Shweta, for having me here.
Samina, it is an actually absolute delight to have you here today. I'm sure the students are thrilled, and also all these students are from CliniLaunch. And students, you can unmute yourself and go ahead with the Q&A.
Or somebody's put some things in the chat, maybe we can. Okay, yes, I do believe in all your words which you guys have written here. That's true. Being a woman, beauty is not permanent, but women's beauty of brain is. Yes, of course. And as Anima says, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. So if you have any questions, you can either type it in the
Chat
chat
box.
box, or you can even ask me if anything related to how the healthcare segment works here. Though I'm not from the healthcare, but I'm not a medical person. I've not studied medicine, but then being here for 9 years, I do understand. And very importantly, I'm doing my role very confidently, because I connect the patient to where the patient needs to be connected with. Communication is the key. No matter how good the doctor is, the way the doctors behave with the patients, the entire patient experience matters. By the way, I would like to also mention that, as we talk, as we speak, Zulekha Hospital is looking at a leap transformation, I would say, in terms of the digital transformation. We have already signed with Cerner and Oracle Solutions, and we are going for a Salesforce implementation as well, which will improve our efficiencies, which will improve the skill sets of the present staff which we have, because everyone's going to be trained on the modern techniques of how your data management is done, how your patient information systems are managed, how your insurance backend, everything is being managed. This is so much of an inspiration for all of us that we are looking forward to it. And working with Dr. Zulekha in her office and her leadership, and along with her next generation of leaders, our co-chairperson, our managing director, it has been an amazing journey so far. And yes, I look forward to a lot more.
It is amazing to know that your organization is moving towards technology to implement Salesforce so that your outputs and everything is streamlined. I mean, recently, I mean, last year at CliniLaunch, it was all about technology for us. Also, we implemented Salesforce and
Mm-hmm.
brought in a lot of automation so that things are streamlined and the productivity level for all the employees and otherwise is at their peak. So it is good to know.
Yes.
And also, we look forward to having you all over again, perhaps for a podcast. Like you mentioned, we do podcast as well.
Sure.
So it will be
Sure,
great.
definitely, Shweta. I think there are two questions. Their
Yes.
Prajakta is asking us, how can we get a job in the UAE? Prajakta, there's no way about how you can get the job in UAE. Like I mentioned, it's always good to be present here. Take your time out, get a visit visa, and then probably come here, explore the place, go to the organizations where you want to get in. If it's a hospital, go to 3 or 4 hospitals, I would advise, and see how the work environment is. Talk to people practically and see what are the different roles. What is your role which you want to get into? For example, somebody else is asking me about clinical research in the Middle East. There is a lot of support in terms of, there are universities and the local, supported by the local rulers and the government, which are into research. And they're very well off in terms of, they are very high end, and they're very encouraging. And a lot of our Indian students are encouraged to take up these roles and responsibilities here. So there's a lot of opportunity, I would say. You just need to go to the different universities to look for which university is getting into the research aspect, the medical research especially. There are multiple research organizations, some for cancer, some for pediatric, different specialities. The research is ongoing on, and definitely digital transformations across the healthcare segment is one which is ongoing right now. And many hospitals are available here, many clinics are available here, healthcare groups, pharmacies, pharmaceutical companies, all of them work hand in hand, and it's a very good ecosystem, I must say. And it's very supportive as well. And it's very safe in the UAE for a single woman to live here and work here. It's just about the choices we make, and what we want to do with our lives. But we can take care of ourselves, of course. And you just need to be careful, and it's a very safe place, definitely.
The questions are done. Thank you so much, Sameena, for taking out the time. And I must say, the session was very inspiring and very clear in the way you emphasized on the importance of communication was very
Yes.
well explained. So we look
Yes.
forward to having a continued collaboration with you,
Hmm.
and I hope to see you in person when we are there.
Sure, sure, sure. Definitely. Anytime, anytime. Please reach out, and any students needing any kind of advice at any point, I'm open to it. You can go onto my LinkedIn profile and just message me there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sameena, and have a wonderful evening ahead of you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to listen to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.